So a huge RimWorld mod just got posted today by the Vanilla Fashions expanded team. I don't really call this a mod. I think this is more of an expansion pack. The amount of content this mod adds is just insane. So I'm gonna go over it a bit. There's a new storyteller, Igor Invader. It's actually not a new storyteller. I believe they just did a modification of an existing storyteller. There's rewards now when you defeat a raid. I think that's the difference. He sends raids every 2 or 3 days and you get rewards for dealing with them swiftly. But if you do take losses, like if anyone dies, then you actually get punished, and I believe they sent in reinforcements. I'm not sure about that mechanic. It seems like if you're behind, then it's just impossible to come back. He also doubles all damage types, and I'm also not sure about this one as well. It's gonna make it so longer range weapons are definitely the go-to for the storyteller, and it feels like it's gonna make melee even weaker than it already is. There's a really cool new mechanic, Total War. So the Total War mechanic means that raids do not scale with your wealth or time that has passed, but with the amount of mechanoid bases that's on the planet's surface. And every once in a while, ships will land and they will create permanent mechanoid bases that you have to go clear out, or you're gonna get raided by stronger and stronger mechs. This is a very interesting mechanic. It's the first time I've really seen a alternative difficulty solution. Right now, the only one that really makes sense is wealth. The more stuff you have, the stronger the enemy raids are, but that mechanic doesn't really feel great to play with a lot of the time, especially when you do like a raid, you get a bunch of loot and then you bring it back and then, oh, you're gonna get raided by a massive faction. And yeah, the Total War mechanic is directly correlated with mechanoid ships. If there's any mechanoid ships on the map, you gotta go clear them out, or mechanoid raid power will be strong. And we got all these ships: mechanoid frigate, mechanoid destroyer, mechanoid cruiser, mechanoid troop ship, and mechanoid carrier. And the ship strength increases as we get down to the mechanoid carrier ship, which is the strongest out of all the ships. But then we go down here and we got a new event. If you allow the mechanoid presence to reach a certain threshold, you will be warned about an imminent hardware upgrade. If you don't act on it and you leave the mechanoid ships to their own devices, the mechanoids will essentially upgrade into advanced versions. The advanced Lancer can utilize cover, advanced Scyther is slightly faster than regular Scythers, the Knight has 25 more HP on his overshield, the advanced Inquisitor seems like just a stronger version of the Inquisitor, the advanced Pikeman can utilize cover, same with the Centipede, and the advanced Carpenter does the same. It just looks like the advanced versions have more HP. So with the mechanoid ship mechanic I explained earlier, there's mechanoid ship parts in each ship, and I guess you gotta take these out for the ship to count as defeated. And there's some new mechanics in here. It looks like a charge lance cannon, inferno artillery, charge railgun. There's a lot of new stuff in here that can all spawn on ships. From these mechanoid ships you can get mechanoid components, and you can also get them from traders and mechanoid raids. I guess disassembling mechanoids gives you mechanoid components, and these components I'm guessing are used for these new buildable mechanoids they've added. So they've added a auto cleaner, auto hauler, auto miner, combat mechanoid, riot mechanoid, and mobile turret. These are all craftable. And for the combat mechs, you can set patrol areas, and this mobile turret's actually really cool. You can mount a 1x1 or 2x2 automated turret on top of it. I'm not sure if you can use modded turrets with this mobile turret, but yeah, that's a really cool mechanic. There's also this new mechanic automation, and there's a lot of new buildings. So the steel extractor, I believe you can put rock chunks into it and it makes steel. That's what this picture looks like anyways. We got the component assembler that will make components out of steel. Advanced assembler makes advanced components out of steel, components, plasteel, and gold. And for the component assembler and the advanced assembler, these are the same recipes as vanilla, I believe. Next, we got the automatic drill, which will drill out chunks for you, which you can use to turn into steel, I guess. We also got the masonry saw, and you can turn chunks into blocks. The plasteel forge, you can actually make plasteel now. I don't believe you could before, unless you had some kind of mod, but you can make it out of steel, chem fuel, and blocks, and you can turn it into plasteel. We got a new way to make chem fuel now. It's a rotting corpse wood, and you can turn that into chem fuel, which is really cool. I'm not sure if you can turn rotting human corpse into chem fuel, but that would be nice with the new storyteller because you're going to be getting raided a lot. We also got a mechanized weaponsmith. I'm not sure how useful this will be because I'm thinking this is not going to be able to make high quality weapons, but maybe we'll test it out. It makes weapons out of steel components, just like vanilla. Artillery foundry makes shells out of steel components and chem fuel, just like vanilla. We got the textile recycler. This is actually really nice. It turns clothing into materials, and this actually is going to be really nice for when you're getting raided and you kill all the raiders and you have a bunch of tainted clothing that you can't do anything with, and you can recycle it. We also got the auto loom, so after you're done with recycling all that tainted clothing, you can turn it back into real clothing, which again, I don't know how useful this is, because I feel like you'd want someone with high crafting skill to make your clothing so you can make it high quality, but maybe this thing makes high quality clothing, I don't know. We also got the synthread synthesizer, which will turn clothing Ring plus Plasteel into Synthread versions of it, which is going to be a lot tankier, so that's really cool. We also got a meat grinder. You can turn corpses into meat. A conveyor oven turns that meat into packaged survival meals. And we got a neutroamine infuser. You can now make neutroamine for medicine, which you couldn't before. You had to get that from traders. You can make that out of meat as well, and you can now make medicine out of neutroamine, cloth, and herbal medicine. We also got a drug powderizer, which can just manufacture drugs for you. You don't need to have anyone doing that. It also says a wide range of new factories become available if other supported mods are found. So I wonder if they've added secret factories in the mod, or they're just saying that if you're a modder, you can make your own really easily with this mod. There's also a new floor. The factory floor is required to place factory pieces, and the factory path actually increases movement speed. I wonder if it goes above 100. That'd be cool. There's also some new machines, an auto sower, which will automatically sow crops, an auto harvester, which will automatically harvest them. And there's a supercomputer that can do research for you, and you can actually build multiple of these. And they've also added a auto mortar, auto charge blaster, auto charge lance, and auto inferno cannon. They don't say if these are usable by the player or not, but it seems like it is because they're under the machine tab. If a nearby faction is pissing you off, then you can use a long-range missile launcher to essentially turn their faction base into an inhospitable crater. I'm guessing these missiles are going to be hard to come by. We also got some new quests. An abandoned factory is controlled by a hostile faction, and you can get some free machine pieces this way. There's also a broadcasting station, which contains some still functioning supercomputer units. We got a mechanoid attack party. The leader of a friendly faction says their outpost is under attack by mechanoids. If you help out and kill off the mechanoids, whoever you save may join you. We got the mechanoid ship landing quest, which I already talked about earlier. We got the mechanoid storage pickup. A bunch of resources are being guarded by mechanoids. And finally, we got a new scenario, the Lone Scrapper, and you start in an abandoned factory. For my testing, there's a few different layouts of like 3 factory production buildings that you can start with, and I've got a really cool idea for a slight modification of this scenario. I'm going to do kind of a mini series in my next video, so stay tuned for that, and thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.